never low on the coast, getting blown. She with me, let them other bitches know. They just mad, she with me. Yo, what's good on a Saturday? Market recap, a breakdown of what we're anticipating this coming week. David, but please pause it. Thank you. Yeah. Market recap. Okay, we had the market. We saw the market play around a little bit around this area over the past couple of weeks. I mean, this has essentially been the jive for the entire December and January. And so we're trying to establish what's really going to happen for this year. Obviously, we're playing around the high of the year, and I do anticipate that we're going to keep on shooting deeper, but we have that obvious weekly change of character over here. We broke structure to the downside. This area was supposed to be protected, but we saw price shooting up. It's actually a lot better and easier to see on the daily time frame. However, this is one of those instances where you need to uh, trade with caution, right? Because none of these pushes to the upside actually closed above. Each time price went above, it came back below, meaning that you've got a very strong sense of supply that has been introduced around these levels to push price further down. However, this might be a hint to an impending change of character because it suggests that the buyers have enough strength to actually push the price above that area despite the resistance that is introduced into the market by the sellers. And so what we do know for sure is that sellers at this level have mitigated their positions. This is typically usually the reason why you'd see price shooting down with such strength, because negative positions which were held eventually had a chance to be closed. You understand? And so with motions that don't really push below the previous area of supply, which on the weekly time frame is this area, we do not have all that much confidence to say price is going to keep on going down. You understand? Which means we're not entirely sure as to whether this is a complete change of character or this was just market violations of what structure is supposed to look like. However, when you go to the daily time frame, I mean, we trade with a degree of consideration for the time frame. You understand? What's a wick on the weekly time frame is an actual candle within other time frames. Although even on the daily time frame we still see this, which clearly indicates that this was entirely a violation of structure, of what structure was trying to paint and create for us. And usually when this happens, it's a liquidity grab intended to push price in a different direction. However, we see price failing when it comes to this demand area. Another thing to look at is how it is that, okay, on our daily time frame, we're bullish. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you want to take this as an, is it okay for, let's say, for intraday scenarios, this would be low. And so what we're seeing here is something of a change of character, you understand? And then it gets confirmed when you see price coming to these high levels and then shooting to the downside. So this is currently a pending play where we are not entirely sure as to where it is that we'd like, or where it is that they'd like to take price, because if we get this change, this break of structure to the downside, we would be absolutely sure that the market has true intent, is truly intent on taking price lower, right? However, I'm just going to remove all of this because it's not entirely relevant for what it is we're trying to create right now. It's a freaky, that song is a jam. Yeah, I think this boy is currently the biggest thing happening right now. What's his name? Blackie. Nice to see was like, yay, we're gonna make some serious choice if I keep on hanging around this boy. Nonetheless, this is where we make our money, and so to dive a little bit deeper, this is actually quite a strong demand area, pushing price to the upside. And I do anticipate that we're going to take these highs. I think we're still moving forward. Our order flow is still bullish in its delivery, and so we don't really have strong reason to look for price going up. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying we don't have enough confirmation to suggest that we are going up. You know, the resistance that we're seeing here is quite convincing. So yeah, that's what we at for the moment. If price does break above here, then we anticipate that structure will continue to be bullish, verifying our change of character, and so you might see coming down, revisiting some deep levels here, because essentially when price changes character, it tends to visit deeper areas unless there's been ample mitigation. We're seeing imbalances over here, we're seeing more imbalances, yeah, we're seeing plenty of imbalances all throughout price. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot down to the 4-hour time frame. Basically, gonna touch on a few things that I'm seeing here and there, but not entirely anything that we can use it as at the moment to execute any position. And so I'm actually bringing you to this area to show you something that I want you guys to also have a look at and maybe see what it is that I meant in the previous statement where I was trying to explain how it is that price likes to deliver when it's actually truly changing character. And this is a little bit further back, but I figured let me get an example proper. And so when we're going to have a change of character that is convincing, what we generally and typically anticipate, what we want to see is price. I like clean charts, guys. Is that we want to see price break structure in a convincing manner. So it shouldn't be a weak move like what we saw there. You understand? We had bearish delivery, a clear structure point over there, more bearish delivery, and then when we changed character, we pushed really high up before we came back to test deeper levels and see the market shooting to the upside. I want to zoom in here also and show you another thing that I've seen with convincing price action. Usually price likes to visit those, especially upon a change of character. I mean, if it's not here, I think this is more convincing level, but it's usually the last leg down and then the extreme or the block. And so most people will be very anxious about holding price around these areas, which is where we would have taken our entries because we want to maximize how much we're able to make from the market. Nonetheless, this is what a change of character ought to look like, guys. It needs to really push up, push back down, and then break convincingly. You understand? You don't want to have a change of character that just shows its head and pushes back down. It means the overall supply area, because we might have an order block like this, but a supply area might be bigger, stemming from way further back. And so not something we want to look too deep into because we want to play the confirmed entry game. And so once structure once a change of character has played out and price is printed a convincing change of character, we will begin to consider those buys and sells. And so in this instinct, what we can look at as a break of structure to the upside is this, which indeed does, but this is on a higher time frame. It's a higher time frame changing character, so we want a higher time frame convincing move that shows that we indeed are changing character. I'm actually taking off my shirt. That's how hot it is. Please remember to hydrate, guys. Okay, let me. Against the feeling. Alright, also your return. Nonetheless, excuse me, guys. My voice is a bit husky like that because I'm really thirsty. Nonetheless, for what we're seeing currently, like I told you, I think it's important. The reason why I always do my analysis from top down is because it introduces that sense of sentiment, that overall bias that we're able to assume regarding any form of price action that we're seeing, such that nothing takes us off guard. Like I told you guys, everything that we're going to be seeing here is going to be pretty much intraday because we do not know so far what price is trying to do. Are they really changing character? And so if that's going to happen, we anticipate to see price pushing further up, right? We anticipate to see price pushing further up. This is the lowest point so far. We anticipate to see price moving above this area, and convincingly so. And so this might be something that happens over the next week or two, and then only then expect it to come back down, mitigate some deep levels, like deep down there, and then only then do we start taking our balls to the upside. Really cool to know, because we're able to better prepare ourselves for long swing moves in the market. However, for now, US30 is just giving us intraday scenarios, intraday situations, nothing more than that. I bet. And so, what are we seeing with structure so far? Structure, the delivery on a minor time frame is, got the change of character showing that price is looking to come down. It came down convincingly, and then it went up to mitigate those areas, keeping those protected highs protected. There is a possibility that we might come for this unmitigated institutional candle on the 15 minutes. Unmitigated. We might come to tap into these areas, and if this does happen, we're looking to take price all the way downwards, all the way to the downside. And so this is one of those instances that remind you that FX is all about patience. There's very few instances where the market can give you bullish delivery like this. This would be nice to see in a short space of time. Thanks, kiddo. This would be nice to see if price actually came and visited this area and shut down. Cool. But there's a institutional candle in the middle of the range, which is right over here. I don't know if we can say we've seen a proper change of character. Break of structure to the downside, change of character to the upside, came and visited the deep levels. Okay, we do have a change of character here to the upside. And so, of course, whatever happens, we are looking at this area as a protected level. How are you going to embarrass me like that during the people? PCV.
Is it connected to the phone?
It's reason. I know. It's okay.
Is your phone connected to the phone?
I think so. Okay. This is all protected though. This low is protected, so we're not expecting price to go a lot deeper. To go deeper than this area. So we can mark that out. And I showed you guys how it is that USD has a tendency of visiting the deep levels, so we wouldn't be where is range low? This is our range low, and so we wouldn't expect price to go deeper than this. So it would be nice to see price shooting down and coming to these deep levels, especially after this messy play out of structure, this beautiful imbalance, liquidity that is printed over here. When we shoot down, there's a lot of dumb smart money that might be looking at this level, which it might hold, because sometimes the reason why there is some degree of confirmation bias for levels like this holding is because they sometimes do hold. However, it's important to look at them with the sense that they might also be inducement. You see what I'm saying? They might also be an inducement to trap dumb smart money and have ample liquidity to shoot to the upside. I actually think I want to mark it out as inducement and not an area from which to certainly take trades. I do believe that somewhere down here there is an institutional candle from which you can take entries. The extreme And we've seen with the history, with the example that I showed you, that this guy likes to come to extreme levels. Cool. Now, our highest probability entries is either this one or this one. And so, again, what I want to emphasize is that it's important not to mechanize the market and treat it as if it's supposed to behave in one pattern of delivery. It might deliver very differently. We do not know which one of these scenarios is actually going to play out, but ideally we have a general idea of where we want our entries to be, and it's first here or here, depending on where it decides to go first. And so if it goes all the way up, so we're going to take an entry at this level that I marked out, selling to the downside. And if it holds, it means we're going to be pushing down a lot further down, because it's currently a battle between supply areas and demand areas. This area has not been tested, but this area has been tested. Its intent was to come and defeat, or rather take this area out. And so we might see something like this, where it actually succeeds at taking it out, right? And then when you come back, we're looking for either one of these, particularly this one, right, to the downside. Otherwise, if price continues to go up, takes this, then we're looking to take this all the way to the upside. And so it's situational. It depends on what the market gives us. But for now, we don't have anything entirely clear. There's just this baby over here, which was supply that was introduced to break this low. It's not an entirely significant low, so this is a medium probability. It's right in the middle of our range, so nothing much to see, nothing much to be excited about. But this is US 30, guys, and despite the idea that we have many points of interest, it is important to have the backstory. Notice how it is that I went into a dialogue regarding how it is that these guys are interacting with different supply areas to sort of give a picture of who's winning between the sellers and the buyers. There's generally people who want the market to move up and people who have the market to move down, but the people who win are the people with more cash. Well, one thing you can know is that they'll always revisit their levels, because the orders that were left there and how it is that liquidity was grabbed was a function of them buying to sell or selling to buy, which gives us our institutional candles over time. And so with that in mind, we check the interaction between these institutional candles or slash supply areas, supply and demand areas, to get a general bias as to where the market is going. And so I want you to also not mechanize. It's not cram work here. We're trying to tell a story. If this is broken, and this gets broken, and then we go over that area, you understand? Then, but if this is respected, we expect it to take this area out, and then we can take our cells from here. Ideally, we want this to be the case, because it's going to verify that we are still bearish in our delivery, which is going to cause a structural alignment on the higher time frames. You see, it means we're going to continue to be bearish in our delivery, go deeper into our demand areas as far as the weekly time frame is concerned, so that when we eventually do continue our trend upwards, we go. You see what I'm saying? But if it pushes up, it's now invalidating a very high time frame structure, and we didn't get convincing pushes to the downside, and so we won't know whether it's going to come here, respect, and shoot down. But in a case like that, we can be confident to hold until above the weekly swing highs. You see what I'm saying? If it goes down, it's going to go deeper into our demand levels, and we will be content with the degree of mitigation of the demand area that is taking place. whereas this is merely a touch. And this does happen from time to time where it just touches it and it goes, especially on very high time frames. The delivery is not textbook. However, within the smaller time frames, you find that they were actually making sure that the delivery of price is fair, and so there isn't an extreme need to push deep into the demand areas, and we'd be willing to work with situations like that. It's just that ideally we'd want it to come deep in here. It strengthens our confidence in our buys. When we buy for long. We buy and hold, Baba. So you hear what's up? And so this is why I was emphasizing that we actually do want the market to go down. We don't want the invalidation of that higher time frame weekly delivery where structure changes to the upside. So yeah, I think you guys understand the story. This is one of those things you won't get the first time you listen to it, but the more you marinate in it, the more you will better understand it, and the more you'll be able to take the market like a story that is being told, and less like something to cram and anticipate to play out in a predictable fashion over the time. It's not a mistake that 95% of traders are not profitable, and to fall within the top 5% who are actually profitable, you need to be specialized with the knowledge. You need to be able to approach and respond to situations as they come. Essentially, that's what high paying industries do. Your insurance and stuff, they're able to respond to unknown, uncertain conditions and make a success of those precarious moments. And so you guys need to think in that fashion. You mustn't take it like it's a one size fits all type of scenario that you can apply to any area of the chart, any what. No, that's not what we're doing here. So yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna cut this video over here. I can tell as I'm delivering this presentation that you probably are having more questions. So hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what it is that you'd like me to go deeper into explaining. Maybe we'll create separate videos for that. I definitely do want to get into an explanation of supply. I feel like your knowledge will be more consolidated if you have a proper understanding of what supply is and how they interact with demand. And yeah, if you have any other questions, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what it is that you'd like me to explain. The cool thing about a channel with not too many people is that I have ample time to respond to a lot of things. And so if the general questioning is around the same stream, or I see a question in the comment section that is interesting, I'd be more than happy to create the video explaining what that's about. And then, like I said, there's a consideration to create an entire course where it breaks down our trading system step by step, and the possibility of creating a signals channel where I tell you guys the sort of scenarios that I'm looking to take and which I'm not. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a great day. From me, Tanis Beko, like and subscribe. I'm out. So,